I want to start with this from SNL, which could win the award for the most improved show. If there was an Emmy category, I'd give it to, for most improved show, I'd give it to SNL. I'm not sure if you really want to win that one, but I think they should win it. Now, the bar is very, very low. SNL went through a period of like 15 to 20 years where they did not produce a single funny sketch at all. And now it seems like every episode they come up with one or two ideas that are amusing, sometimes even actually funny. I don't watch the show myself, but I'm just basing this on the clips that I see circulating. So anyway, this SNL skit from this past weekend is getting a lot of attention. Some conservatives are saying that it heralds, it's evidence of a vibe shift. And here's just a quick clip of it. Watch.
Oh my gosh, whose baby is that?
Excuse me? It's ours.
Wait, but how?
Okay, I'm sorry, but gay people can't have a baby?
Why is it when it's us an interrogation? I don't ask you why you're poor.
I loaned you $10,000.
I think we're just wondering who the mother is.
Okay, well, between the two of us, I'm more emotional, and I like shopping, so me, I think.
Now, first of all, the funniest line in the skit didn't even get a laugh. To me, the funniest bit was when he said, I don't ask you why you're poor, and she said, well, I loaned you $10,000. I don't know, I found that to be pretty funny. No one else laughed in the audience. Anyway, of course, the notable thing here is that the whole joke revolves around the fact that two gay men have a baby. It's the kind of the absurdity of two gay men having a baby. And that's the premise for this SNL skit, which is notable. It's hard to imagine it 5 years ago, it's just hard to imagine a skit like this existing, especially not on SNL. And so many conservatives are celebrating this, saying that it represents a significant shift in the culture. And then there are other conservatives who are saying that those conservatives are being naive, that this is not any kind of sincere evolution for SNL, that they're just trying to pander to right-wingers, that they see which way the culture is trending, and so they're just trying to sort of jump on the bandwagon for their own purposes, and that's all that this is. And so those seem to be the two camps. But, I'm kind of in a third camp on this that says that both are right. Of course, this is not any sort of sincere change of heart by the writers of SNL. This was not intended to be a real defense of the traditional family. One skit on SNL does not mean that we won the culture war. Of course, all that is true. Obviously, it's pandering. Of course it is. And I think this is mostly SNL realizing that the show cannot be woke all the time. If they want people to watch, if they want people to talk about them, then this is the only way to do it. Wokeness is extremely unpopular. It's especially unpopular in comedy. It's just not possible to do comedy that anyone likes where you're, sticking to the rules of wokeness. Nobody's interested in woke comedy. There's just no market for it. So, this is, if this is any kind of pivot, it's a cynical, calculated pivot. But at the same time, that's good. I mean, it does say something significant about the culture that SNL has to put material like this out there. If this is pandering to conservatives, well, the fact they feel the need to pander to conservatives is in and of itself significant. SNL is reading the tea leaves, and that's the point. The point is not that the writers of SNL are brave social conservative warriors, right? Nobody is saying that. Nobody thinks that. The point is the tea leaves. It's what the tea leaves are saying. It is good when conservatives are being pandered to. Okay, I don't know if that's like a controversial thing to say, but anytime when we see these little examples of corporate media, Hollywood, advertisers, corporations, these little glimmers where they seem to be sort of pandering to conservatives for a change. And whenever you see that, you always have other conservatives say, well, they're just pandering. This doesn't mean anything. Of course they're pandering. But that's good. We should want them to pander to us. Okay, if companies were to stop putting out Pride Month ads and then start running ads again with American flags and bald eagles and all that kind of stuff, that's good. We should want that. Yes, it's pandering. Yes, the people doing it don't really mean it. Yes, it's entirely cynical. Yes, it's self-preservation on their part. Yes, they're doing it so they can make money. Great. Okay, that's good. We should want that, not because we think the pandering is sincere. Yes, you're not telling anyone anything that they don't already know when you say, well, it's not even sincere. They don't really mean that. Of course they don't mean it. But it's still good because it is an indication of where the cultural power lies. If the media and Hollywood feel the need to pander to us to survive, that is a good thing because it means that we have the power. It means that we're holding the cards. That's what it indicates. Now, I don't think we're there yet, by the way. I don't think we actually hold the cards, so to speak. But if this SNL skit or things similar to it that we've seen in the culture over the last few months especially, if it represents any kind of shift, my point is that it's not a shift in what the people who make SNL actually believe. That's not the shift. It's a shift that they perceive in the culture, and that is a positive shift. So, yes, in that sense, if we start to see more pandering to the right from corporations, then again, that's not anything that we should object to. That is the corporations, as a conservative, recognizing your cultural power and influence and realizing that they need to do that. So you don't have to take it as a sincere statement on their part, but also to object to it or to say, this doesn't mean anything. Who cares about this? That's just asinine. That's when you start to get into the territory where it seems like you don't actually want there to be any cultural progress. You actually want to stay on the losing side forever because you prefer that, which I do think that some people on the right, that's kind of where they stand on this. Thanks for checking out this video. If you'd like to listen to my full podcast on the go, you can check out The Matt Walsh Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.